Yo, what is going on, everyone? Getting Light here, back with another quick video. And in this one, we're going to be going into the new Spider-Man 2 game, which has just been released. So in this game, I'm going to be going over the best settings that you guys can apply, depending on how it is you'd like to play. So we're going to go through all of the different settings in the game and talk about which ones are best for you. So to get started, you're going to have the challenge level. This is going to be like your difficulty on whatever you want to play as. So you can make it as hard as you want or as easy as you'd like. There's even settings to make sure that you can't even die. So if you want to, you can even put it on that setting and make sure that it's just strictly for the story mode, and you don't even have to worry about dying or many of the fights at all. Now, when we go into the hearing settings or the accessibility settings, you don't really need to change anything there. And we go into popular settings, you can come in here and change subtitles and narrate in ASL even if you want to. It's actually insane that you can have sign language automated into the game. I don't think I've ever seen that in a game before. Now, I suggest coming down here and making sure that the motion blur and film grain are all the way turned down. This will actually make the game look a little bit better when going and swinging around and turning your camera very quickly. It will get rid of a lot of the blurs. Now, when you come in here to the visual settings, this is where the settings may start to take a major effect on you. So you want to have the screen on full screen effects on, but from there you can change the graphics settings. So depending on whether or not you want to run at 30 FPS or 60 FPS, you can change these settings around. And so I suggest putting it on fidelity if you guys have like a 4K TV and you guys want the best visual experience. I suggest putting it on fidelity. But if you're playing on something like a monitor or something that doesn't have 120 FPS support, you may want to consider just putting it on performance. Now, from there, you can go to VRR, and for the best visual experience, you will want to have it on uncapped. But if you're like me and you want a steady experience where the frames won't drop at all, you will want to go ahead and put it on the smoothing setting. Now, for me, I'm only going to be playing at 60 FPS just due to my setup, so I'm not going to turn on the 120 FPS setting. But if you have a 120 FPS monitor, I do suggest turning that on. It will make the game look a lot better. Now we can also come into some of these other initial settings, but they're not really that as major. I didn't actually end up adjusting any of these, but you can go in here and you can actually change your controls, your camera, and your audio. And you can change your sensitivity of everything in case you'd like to. Now for the most hyped up setting, how to turn on and off fall damage. So if you come into the gameplay settings, you can actually go in here, turn on and off fall damage. Now I'm not really sure why this is even really a setting in the game, but if you'd like to adjust that or for some reason it gets turned on and you didn't like it, you can go ahead and turn it off here in the gameplay settings of the game. From there, you can pretty much just go back through and double check everything, make sure everything is to your liking, like the sensitivity and the way that your character will lock on during fights and things like that. You can also adjust the UI if you don't want it to be very big and in your way. You can actually make sure and get rid of it completely if you'd like to. Now from there, you can go ahead and start into the story mode. Now you can readjust any of these settings later on. I just wanted to show you guys the best ones right off the start. So that's pretty much it. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.